Hi all, it's been an amazingly long time since I've done a video, and I want to say thank you to whoever is watching this little story time. I thought I'd catch you up with what's been going on, and it's been so long. In fact, look how long my hair's grown. It's incredible, isn't it? We'll talk more about this sort of thing later. I want to show you this cake first that I've made. I've never tried out these before. This is just going to tie in the story, because the title of this thing is going to be called The Icing on the Cake. And you'll understand as I go along. Anyway, first of all, thank you for being here, and thank you if you watch to the end. I'll try not to make it too long. Here's the cake that I had a go at making. I've not actually made these cakes before. I've made the cake, but I haven't used this colouring before. Let me show you. Okay, here are the colours. They're pretty amazing, aren't they? And because they had all of these on the shelf, I couldn't choose, so I decided to do all of them. And also, I decided to sort of try and marble it. But I expected it to go down into the cake, and it hasn't. It stayed on top. But being a gel, it's made it sort of sticky. That's supposed to be purple. There's a green one, as you can see, blue, pink, and a red. So it hasn't quite worked. I've never used them, as I said. So next time I shall be whisking them in, or putting the mixture into different amounts, and then like they do when they do a rainbow cake. But I don't know, it's quite modern art, I suppose. Anyway, that's where we are with that. I don't quite know what else to say, except for I'm sure it'll be perfectly good to eat. I tried whisking extra thick double cream. Well, that wasn't working for me until the very, very end, and then it suddenly thickened up. I'm just going to put the lights on in this room, because this room, as you can see, oh no, you can't see because you're facing the wrong way. Let me turn you around. It's become like a nurse's den, Simon's little office area, office, we're both retired, and a dumping ground, and a picture that I've started on one of those beautiful boards that somebody sent me. I'd like to mention two people actually in my video who are streamers, and that's G, and I'm wishing him well. I'm thinking about him. He's been really, really poorly, poor bloke, and I know that he's fighting all that he can. It's just goes on and on, I think, but I must email him. So I want to mention him, and I want to also say hi to Boston Bridget, if she ever, not that she's likely to, but she might just watch my videos. She's hilarious. Again, anybody or any of the few of you that watch this that are interested, yeah, go to Boston Bridget's page. But a page, what am I on about? Streams. She's really good. She's hilarious. So, and thank you to her, because I left a comment. She was so sweet. She was just so sweet to me. The reason I haven't been on in a long time is I haven't been in the mood to do anything. Nothing whatsoever. I'm going to give you the update of what's been going on. I am supposed to be sitting here now, getting better, with my throat cut and cages inserted, and that was due for March the 28th. Went early March to see for my pre-assessment for my op, and she said, the pre-assessment nurse said, no way, you've got this, I came down with a chronic skin condition. I'm going to show you, for those of you that do not like this sort of thing, I'm warning you, close your eyes. But ended up in A&E before I went to see about this why these have all come up, and I couldn't understand it. I've been fighting with this sort of area here for the last couple of years now, I suppose it is, and it's really been depressing me, and I didn't realise how much so. And I found myself focusing on things like my hair and OCD things that I tend to do, and eating and food, and just really out of sorts for me. I mean, it's normal for me, but it's also out of sorts to be quite so. I couldn't let anything go. I'd get a thought in my head, I couldn't let it go, and I was crying most days because I'd come down with this rash all over my legs. It's only the bottom of my legs, and when I went to A&E, the guy said, tell him I was a GP, and I know what this is called, and it's called nodular prurigo. And I thought, never heard of it. And I'm quite good with medical things. Nodular prurigo, I thought, what the hell is that? Well, I went and looked it up, and I thought, well, I suppose it could be. It's certainly the lump. When I first started feeling a scratch, we thought it was, the nurse and I both thought I'd had a spider bite. And there were two big bites. I'll show you the first two. Shut your eyes if you don't want to see sort of a couple of saucers on here. I can show you just here. This is a smaller one, and this is they've sort of ulcerated here. 1 and 2. And I ended up, I hope to God you're seeing this properly, all here. I've got eczema under here, which is difficult to show you, and I've got places here. And I've been on nodular prurigo sites. I expect you can see on this leg as well. It's been a friggin' nightmare. So my op was cancelled. That is the only place it is. Thank God. I mean, it could have been a lot worse, couldn't it? The itching was so intense. It was a burning itching. I've never, in all my 61 years, never experienced anything like it in my life. So I went back to my doctor. They cancelled my operation because also I had a fast heart rate. Well, I often have a fast heart rate, and I take flecainide, have done for 9 years. Never been seen by a heart doctor again about it. He just said, keep taking the stuff. And yeah, sometimes I was getting a bit breathless and a bit sort of, I'd feel breathless. I could feel a tight feeling here. But of course, I was desperately disappointed that my operation, I'd not only spent a lot of money on trying to move things along, because I know how bad the degeneration is. Having tried all that, it felt like to me like someone up there was trying to tell me something, maybe, or I don't know. And I just said to Simon, that's it, I'm never going to get these operations. My back is killing me. My neck hurts. Well, it was so bad at Christmas. I mean, I was in A&E then, and I was in a collar, which I think I may have done a video on then, for about, I don't know, 8 weeks. It's been one thing after another since Christmas, or even before then. Anyway, these nodules came up, and then they weren't huge nodules, but of course I scratched them. And when you scratch, apparently that scratch cycle is worse, and then you get more nodules and more nodules. So I went to my doctor and explained it all. And, you know, it takes weeks to get to see anybody, whether it's a specialist or that. First of all, she said, you need to see a cardiologist in 3 weeks. This is the most serious thing. And secondly, I'll send a picture to the dermatologist and they can decide what they think. So from a photograph, they decided that I had something called eczema. She said, well, I've never heard of it, an eczema before. This was my doctor. So I assumed it was eczema with somebody with an accent, you know. So I said, well, I've never seen eczema like this before. But apparently atopic eczema, and even you can get a nodular eczema, can, you know, have this. Anyway, they treated it. I had 2 lots of antibiotics, did nothing. 2 lots of different antihistamines, did nothing. 3rd lot of antihistamines were stronger. They did seem to take the itching down, and I wasn't seeming to get any more nodules or spots. And my doctor immediately said, oh, it's not nodular prurigo because it's sunken in. It would stay as a nodule. But of course I scratched them and they didn't come up as big nodules. To be fair, they didn't. So that diagnosis may be wrong. So we have a disagreement on the diagnosis. Myself, I think I have, for some reason, gotten atopic eczema, and I think that's what I've got. And also the treatment for this is really, the best treatment has been Vaseline on the spots. Can you believe it? And I've been wrapping my legs every night so I can't get to them, because I was finding that, you know, I'd keep scratching and scratching. Anyway, 3 weeks passed and I rang my doctor and said I haven't heard anything back from the heart man. Because remember, she said that was really urgent. And I couldn't see my dermatologist till the middle of April. And she said, that's not good enough, da 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 da. Anyway, she sent me a text to say that urgent people with heart arrhythmias like this, and I don't miss a beat, so it's not really an arrhythmia, is it? I don't know, it just races. Anyway, apparently 40 weeks. 40 weeks? Remember, I'm trying to have an operation. I'm sorry, I'm wriggling about. That's me all over. I couldn't believe it. At this point, I burst into tears. I thought I'm having a nervous breakdown because, one, I was a bit scared because I know that I shouldn't do these things. I know I shouldn't look Dr. Google. It's ridiculous. But it also said that I had a left deviation of my something or other, on a daxis or something of my heart. So I thought, right, I'm going to pay privately. Thought I'll get in quicker that way. Again, I'm going to have to pay quite a lot of money, and I can't see them for 4 weeks now, because it'll actually be in April. So now's April. But even to get a 4-week wait on a private is a long time, because now, where the NHS is so blocked up, our national health system, this is what people are doing. They're going privately, which is fair enough. But it's not fair. I said to the woman on the phone, but I feel what really was distressing me was that I'm taking the place of somebody else who can't afford it. And I'm not made of money. I mean, we're talking, I bet by the time I've had the tests and everything, we'll be down another £1,000. It's not, you know, and Simon's having more health issues walking. So, you know, I've just bought, we have actually just bought another little scooter. And that's cost us £4,000 because it's got to be light enough to put in the car. I can't lift anything for sure, but Simon has got strong upper body strength. So he lifted it up, no problem, when we tested it out. So, you know, we're paying out for our health big time. And it was £2,000, if I remember, to get my spine looked at. I don't know. It's all been a frigging nightmare. Still, I haven't got any op, but they haven't taken me off the books, which is good. So I had to give my place up, and I hope to God that whoever had that, I hope their operation went well. So here we are with all the gear behind me, all the gear. I've got different soaps, I've got different creams, I've got my Vaseline, I bought myself tons and tons of bandages, and I've got pads. Obviously the paracetamols are going down. Well, it's like as if it's a meal, you know, 4 times a day, paracetamols are coming out. So this month I have 2 appointments, but we'll get back to the cake. This was just the icing on the cake. 2 days ago, or 3 days ago now, it was my son's birthday, and he was going out for a meal and everything. And I walked, he didn't know anything about this because I wasn't going to tell him. I was going to make sure I could get off the floor myself. But what actually happened was that where I'm pretty unstable, I caught my foot on the cat door that was just poking out as I came out of my bedroom, and I went over the top of it and landed flat on the corridor, in the corridor. Even Simon made the effort to get halfway up the stairs. The bang was terrific. And I've already been suffering with bruises, and I'm pretty certain I may, and I just say may, have cracked a rib. Feels a little bit better today. Yesterday was hell on earth. I can't see any bruising. Luckily, I'm quite well padded. So there's always that, there's always a silver lining, isn't it? I suppose. But that was the icing on the cake for me. And I'm now waiting to see what happens with the results. Oh, and in between this, I did take just over a week ago, I took a little trip to hospital. Oh, my goodness. I'm so sorry I dropped you all. I hope you're all right. I've got a headache. Anyway, what happened was a week ago, my heart was racing, and my doctor had said to me, if this carries on, just dial 999, which I did. Luckily, there was a crew, and I sat there on a very uncomfortable trolley for about, I don't know, it must have been about 9 hours. And all of a sudden, I looked up at the screen and I knew. I said to the lady, oh, look, it's gone down. My heart rate's gone down, just naturally on its own. And they all had a good peer at my legs, and they couldn't decide what it was. So I had quite a few doctors look at that. My legs are beautiful. I've got beautiful where I fell over. Anyway, I came back from hospital. That was fine. And that was at 1 a.m. Simon was not impressed when I called him. But I'll show you this as well. Beautiful, beautiful bruise there. I've got lovely bruises on my shins. I seem to be bruising very easily. Sometimes I'm getting bruising from places I didn't even know why I'm bruising. You can see all that there. So I'm in a bit of a state at the moment, and that's why I haven't really been doing any vlogs or honestly, I've been so depressed. Oh, and we'll talk about this. I've been so obsessed with wigs. It's hilarious. When anyone that knows me well knows that I'll cut my hair off, and I mean cut my hair off. So my hair's about, I don't know, number 4 all over. And having done that, I don't mind it actually. I think it looks quite sweet. But I do like to have the option of having it sort of long as well, because my skin's been so bad. It gives me something to hide behind. And it's really been quite a bummer. So I haven't been able to get my head off watching wig videos or alternative hair. And well, I don't know, and that's and focusing on things like that. That's about it, really. I focused on, even when I was in hospital, I ordered a wig from the States. Hasn't come yet. God knows what it will be like. But if I don't get taxed, I'll be very lucky. I hope you're all doing well, and thank you again, Boston Bridget, should she ever see this. If anyone can say, I don't like hashtagging people because I don't know why, but I just don't. So, but if anybody does know Boston Bridget, please say that she's mentioned in here with a big thank you. She just uplifted me on what she wrote. And good luck to G. I hope things are going well and that he's improving. Lots of love to you all. Take care. Bye-bye.